You already know what it is. Your boy Pistol Pete. Welcome to Dog in the Yard. And today we're being sponsored by BetterHelp. HELP. Reach out, man. Get that help. I done it. You know what I'm saying? So don't wait too late. Don't wait till you know, you reach a certain goals or a certain age and then you decide you want to get the help you want. Get it now. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait for later on, like a lot of people did, as well as myself. So go get that help now, man. You already know. BetterHelp. HELP. BetterHelp will also assess you with your own personal licensed therapist. And it doesn't take long. Within 48 hours, communication will go right through. It's not a crisis line. It is not self-help. It is professional therapy, only done online. Security. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can also log in and send a message to your therapist. You get timely and thoughtful responses. You can also schedule weekly videos or phone sessions. You never have to sit in a boring, uncomfortable waiting room like traditional therapy. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches to make it easier and free to change therapists if needed. More affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available. And BetterHelp would love for you to start living a happier life today. Go on the website and read their testimonials that are posted daily. Visit betterhelp.com/dog, BetterHelp, HELP, and join the over 2 million people that have took charge of their mental health. And with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp. We are recruiting in all 50 states additional therapists. Special offer to all my Dog in the Yard listeners. Y'all get 10% off first month at betterhelp.com/dog. Let's get it. It's your boy Pistol Pete, Dog in the Yard.
Open cell 13. Open your mouth. Spread your legs. Clear. Let's go.
What up, what up, what up? You already know what it is. Your boy Pistol Pete. Welcome back to Dog in the Yard. And today is that season 5, man. You know what I'm saying? Today is that new season 5. I'm super excited, man. I want you guys out there to know, man, that I appreciate all the love that I have gotten. You know what I'm saying? Throughout all these seasons, from first season to the present season, which is now. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank everybody that's out there supporting my show. Appreciate all the love and all that off top. I want to let y'all know that I love you guys and I appreciate it. You already know how to wear my, you know what I mean? You already know. Loyalty is everything. You feel me? So with that being said, we got my brother True Life in the building. And True Life has been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? He was in prison at the peak of his career. He got caught up in the mix with a big family situation that happened that transpired. Um, Somebody died. And he went to jail for doing 8 years. So we here. We finally got him. I know a lot of people been asking, yo, what's up with the True Life interview and all that? Well, my brother finally got here. You know what I mean? It took a little while. He's gonna break down why it took so long for him to get on, on official interview. This is his first official interview. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super excited to have him on my show, period, man. I mean, it was an honor. I love the guy, you know what I'm saying? He's super official. And with that all being said, I want y'all to know, if you want to keep watching Dog in the Yard, for those that get lost and all that, go to Pod TV. You know what I'm saying? Go to Pod TV, download the app on your phone, you know what I'm saying, on your smartphone, and handle your business. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be able to get all the episodes until, and you get the new shit, all the everything on deck. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, man, listen, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I appreciate all the love. You know that I do this for my peoples. I do that for all you guys. You know, every time I get on my zone and I get on my work zone, my seasons are all gonna be better. You know what I'm saying? They all gonna get more excited, more interesting. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be able to, because that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? It's about bringing that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I want the youth to be able to learn some shit from this. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to give something back. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of my ways of giving back. You know what I'm saying? And I love to do this. You know what I mean? So with that all being said, let's get right to it, man. You already know it's your boy Pistol Pete, Dog in the fucking Yard. Get at me. Tru Life. When you in that Tampa Bay area, make sure you reach out to my boy Gus Torres, man. If you want anything that has to do with real estate, man, make sure you hit him up. You get the lowest prices and the finest houses, man. Trust me when I tell you. But don't forget to mention my name. You already know that Pistol P to get you that early discount. And that's my brother, man, Gus Torres. You already know, out in the Tampa Bay area. Make sure you hit him up, man. Sell, buy, invest, all that. Make sure you hit him up, man, because he focused with that out there. Tampa Bay, you already know, it's your boy Pistol, man. Get at me. What up, what up? You already know what it is. Your boy Pistol Pete, and we back. Dog in the fucking Yard. As you can see, we got my brother Tru Life in the fucking building. Yeah. We here. What's up, peoples? What up, Tru?
You already, my brother. Appreciate you having me come through, man.
You know, man.
Had to come
shit.
Real
it's about time.
Facts.
We've been trying to get you on this shit for like 5 years.
Facts, man.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy that we got you and you're good. You look great.
Appreciate you,
You look good and shit like that. That's what's important. You're blessed. You're good.
Yes, man. God is good.
So, I've been definitely got a bunch of questions I want to ask you, and I've been doing a little reading on you and shit like that. I know that you went to jail for 8 years. Manslaughter.
Yeah. No. My brother caught the manslaughter. I caught gang assault. I got charged. I was charged with murder, murder in the first, murder in the second, and manslaughter and all that shit. But that was with the original charges that was all trumped up. But at the end of the day, I copped out to gang assault.
Okay.
Assault.
So, and you did 8 years.
Yeah.
You and your brother.
Yeah.
Your real brother.
Yeah, my real brother, my blood brother, my older brother.
Could you explain to me what's first and foremost, like, what happened that you was at the peak of your career? I mean, to my understanding, and Jay-Z signed you, and you was part of the Rock Nation family and all that, and then you got caught up with this.
Yeah, I got caught up with this situation. Actually, it was crazy because I had left Def Jam first, and then I was in the middle of signing a new deal with Jeezy and Jay-Z. Like right when Jeezy was like at the peak of his career and was like, selling crazy millions of records, doing gangster music. He was begging me to come back, and then, me, him, and Jay pretty much was in the middle of doing a whole new situation with me, him, and Jeezy and Jay, and I was going to be on Jeezy's first single with Jay-Z. It was going to be me, Jeezy, and Jay-Z on his first single. Then I got locked up, for this case, pretty much.
Yeah, that was in 2009.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. I kind of, was reading and shit, and I was like, gang assault. Yeah. I don't know nothing about that.
I never been in a gang in my life. It's crazy because the law, they made a law, they originally made that law like to be hard on the Bloods in New York City, but one day the judge seen it and said it just had to be a fight that was aided by 2 or more, meaning it had to be 3 people. It had to be one aided by 2 or more.
Okay.
So 2 people having a fight, if it was just me and you having a fight with somebody, that's not a gang assault. If it's me, you, and somebody else, they could charge us with gang assault. You know what I'm saying?
And that shit sticks.
And that shit pretty much stick. Now, to be honest with you, I could have went to trial. And I could have beat it at trial. My brother couldn't go to trial, pretty much, My brother didn't have the same circumstances that I was under, so him being my brother, they pretty much used that against me. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that my brother really couldn't go to trial, so to get me to cop out to something, they really cared about me. The whole time they cared about me. They just It was Jay-Z's protege, you know, the Village Voice, the Daily News, New York Post, like every newspaper, every magazine, every time you turn on the radio, that's all you heard. And then it was crazy because Michael Jackson ended up dying, and it kind of like calmed my shit down, where it took like a lot of the press, because they was like the attention. It took some of the attention from me. I hate to say, like, you know, I'm not happy that Michael Jackson died, but when that happened, it just kind of like helped me out a little bit, where it took the press, because the press was just killing me. They was just like, they was like going for a slam dunk.
Your character.
Yeah, to assassinate my character. They was just trying to kill me like every time they could. Anytime I had a court date, every newspaper was there, you know, it was just wild press, and they was just trying to assassinate me, set me up for the kill.
How many siblings you got?
I got 2 brothers.
2 brothers.
Yeah, and the whole situation had to do with my family pretty much. You know, my brother ended up getting cut. My nephew ended up getting, he's like, you know, my nephew kind of like through marriage, he ended up getting grazed in the head. He had got grazed in the head. He had got shot in the head. And, you know, my brother had got cut. They cut him a couple times in his face in the beginning when we first seen him in the hospital. We thought it was like he probably needed like surgery, but it ended up going away where you don't even see it. It was like with a key, that's why. But it looked like it was a razor. And everybody was just, you know, everybody was in that heat of the moment where everything was just like spiraling out of control. And we wound up going to the hospital and wound up in the wrong hospital and wanted to try to see if my man was in the hospital, and we ran into the people who pretty much was involved with the situation, and things just spiraled out of control from there. Fight broke out.
In the hospital?
In the hospital, and then outside the hospital, you know?
Okay.
It went from inside the hospital to outside the hospital, and then we wound up in a building that was like nearby, you know, because there was an individual that kept saying like he had my brother's jewelry. Like, you know what I'm saying? When the cops had me, they was holding me. When the fight broke out, the cops were holding me. And an individual started going crazy, telling me how he had my brother's jewelry and calling me every name in the book and, you know, just kind of spazzing out. So when that shit happened, my brother and them was hearing everything. They was in the car and everybody was just, you know, that shit made it spiral even more out of control because niggas like, you know, talking gangster and saying crazy things. So
things just get out of control sometimes.
Yeah, so then when we spent the block, we went to leave and we kind of seen them, and I was trying to, you know, calm the situation down. And the kid was like, you know, my brother has a kid from a girl and he ain't with her no more, and now another dude got a kid from that girl. So it was like, it's a weird situation, you know what I'm saying?
It's always some girl shit.
Yeah, man, it was like a weird, real sticky situation. So, you know, I tried to talk to the kid and like, you know, he was saying he had the jury. So I'm like, yo, where the jury at? You know what I'm saying? So as I'm talking to him, the whole thing happened. But the kid who passed away got assaulted or whatever happened, I never even seen it happen. It happened behind my back. You know, the whole shit was on camera. Never touched the kid. I never even seen the kid get hurt, never seen him get hit, never even seen it happen. I've only seen it on camera, whatever happened.
Okay.
Whatever took place, I saw it afterwards, after I got locked up.
So you born and raised in Lower East Side?
Yeah.
Right? Manhattan, Lower East Side. With your moms, your dad, you had your moms, your dad in your life your whole life?
You know, my dad really was, you know, he was around, but not, you know, it was like, you know how it is, man, in the hood, you know what I'm saying? My pops was like on drugs, he was in the streets, so it was, you know what I'm saying? And he had a tough situation, you know, it's my father, I love him, but, you know, he was going through a tough situation that we didn't really understand when we was kids, you know? You think like, oh, my pops don't love me until you get older and, you know, you realize things happen in life, you know, and, you know, he went through some tough things and, you know, it made us go through some tough things as well, you know?
So it was tough being raised, not having that support with your dad and all that shit there, you know, to guide you. Sometimes you need that little guidance and shit like that.
That's
you know
a
what I'm
fact,
saying?
man. That's a
so
fact.
So the 8 years, so you took 8 years, you cop out to it?
Yeah, I copped out to the 8 years. You know, at first I was like, I would have loved to have went to trial, you know, because I didn't feel like I should have went to prison at all. I felt like, you know, the shit that they had me just sitting there, you know, on Rikers Island facing life in prison for damn near 3 years, you know, just sitting there every day, you not knowing if you're never gonna go home. When your kid's on the phone, Daddy, I just, you know, made your character, you know, I can't wait for you to come home so we can play this 2-player, you know what I'm saying? So I can play you in this game. And you're like, damn, I may not never go home. Like, you know, like, how do I tell this to my son? My son is 6 years old. I'm like, how the fuck do I tell this to my son? Then this shit has to do with my brothers. It was just like, wow. Like,
it was a situation you can't really get out of it.
Yeah, there was no way out.
Because it's your blood, it's your family. So,
no way out.
You know, at the same time, you pay for that. You and your child, your kid paying for it because now he's not with his dad. You know, he's like, Dad, what's up? You coming home? So you can't even really be straightforward and be like, hey,
Nah, I'm lying, you know, saying I'm in school, I'm, you know, in the army and type of thing. You know, they coming to see me and he's on a visit. Dad, why they got, you know, guns over there? Or, you know, that man got that uniform on. I know it's like the army, Poppy. I'm like in a program, like, you know, that type of shit. To try to protect them.
Did you eventually tell him the truth?
My youngest, you know, said daddy to me the first time when I was in jail. His first words he spoke to me when I was in jail. He wasn't even, you know, I went away and left a kid that was like a baby, like, you know, barely walking. No, he wasn't even walking.
Newborn and shit.
A newborn, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? He was like a year. You know what I'm saying? And
so crazy. You know what? I've been through that. I had a newborn kid. I had a newborn. I went outside to go get some Pampers. He never came back.
That's crazy, man. That shit hurt me a lot, though. That was, to be honest with you, that's what hurt me the most of everything was my kids. You know, the burden that I felt like I left on them, just, you know, the guilt, like, damn, like, thinking, you know, what could I have did different? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, how did I put myself in this situation? Even though I didn't do it, it was just like I was trying to figure it out. You know, like
you was caught up and you had a name, so you already know they're gonna stick to the name.
Yeah, they wanted the name, and it wasn't the first time. You know, it was the second time they tried to charge me with a body, pretty much. You know,
so
it was
that's
the second time. And you know, the first time they couldn't catch me on that because I didn't do it as well. You know, it was kind of like the company I was keeping around me, the people I grew up around, and the lifestyle that we was living. You know, where we came from, we came up against different type of odds where it was like. That type of shit was happening. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it was just lit, man. You know the streets, you know how it goes. It was all type of crazy shit going on.
So you got arrested for that. You got charged with gang assault.
Yeah.
And you was on the island for 3 years.
The very first time when I got charged with a murder, my man ended up getting locked up before me. I was on the road and I ended up calling this lawyer, and it was actually the same lawyer that 50 and them had before, and Theo Settlemite had put me with him, and I put him on retain, and I was going to turn myself in when I came back. They was looking for me. I was like, am I getting charged with it, or like they just looking to like ask me questions type shit? They said, no, they charging you with it, you and your brother. So I was like, okay. So then I said, damn, we got to lawyer up. We got the lawyers, and we lawyered up, and then, you know, we paid them, and then when I went to turn myself in, I was on tour with Ghostface. We came back to New York. I was going to turn myself in. My man had got caught like the night before. And he confessed to the whole thing, you know, and then they try to get him to do a plea deal and say that we was involved. And even though we wasn't involved, they just wanted us badly again because me and my brother kind of had like a name in our hood. And, you know, our name was just always in shit and kind of shit. Like we kind of hot, and they just wanted us badly. So they were willing to like get my man who actually did it to actually fucking lie and say that we had something to do with it that we didn't, and to give him less time. But he was like, you know, nah, they ain't have nothing to do with it. I did it by myself, and this is how I did it. And, you know, he ended up copping out to like 17 years. He just came home, he's actually with me right now.
The same guy.
Yeah.
Shout out to him, man. For keeping it funky, keeping it real.
Yeah, shout out to my brother Mikey Brown.
That's right. Shout out to Mikey Brown, man. People don't do that no more.
Yeah, a lot of people see me, they be like, yo, what's up with the kid from the Beef DVD was, you know, shooting in the air. It was like a kind of an iconic moment in hip hop that took off, and, you know, the Beef DVD sold more copies than fucking, you know, Tupac documentaries. Like, seriously, like, it broke records, you know? It was like the #1 hip hop documentary in the world. And he was on there, and, you know, a lot of people want to know where he was at. He was locked up for murder after that. Yeah, he did, I think, 17.
Good for him. He's home. That's what matters, man. He home. He kept it 100, and you got him back around you.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man. How was it at Rikers Island, man? What's up with the time, 3 years on Rikers Island,
shit,
man?
It's crazy because my whole time, like, I never was in population up north, but when I was here, I was in population the whole time. So in the island, and, you know, I've been in every fucking building. They was bouncing me around crazy because that's the one crazy thing. Like, when you locked up, like, when you got a name, it's like hard to like avoid situations because no matter what you do, it's like having a name just follows you, and like people either like they love you, a group of people love you for who you are, like your name, and then another group of people don't even know you and they hate on you. So it's like everybody's always talking, so your name is just floating around, and rumors, lies, or just whatever. So it was like my name was just always constantly being thrown in the air, something.
Did you get into? I mean, how was it 3 years?
I never got into no situation, bro. Like it's so crazy. Like I've been in, you know, situations where I pull up and dudes are always talking. They'd be like, an island.
So you know what's so crazy, right? Now, we never met. We never vibed. And, you know, I know all the jailbirds, all the jail guys. I basically know a lot of people, right? So people be like, yo, man, Tru Life having issues in the island and problems in the island.
Never.
And I wanted to ask you this. You You know what I'm saying? Because I want you to clarify that
Yeah, I
shit
can clarify
for those that
I never
always,
even had a fight.
niggas is playing them,
I
or
never even had
he
a
wasn't,
fight.
or he having a hard time here.
Nah.
And I was like, and I'm not gonna lie to you,
Yeah.
I was disappointed.
Nah, never happened.
Why?
Never happened.
Fuck that. I want you to rap.
Yeah, always.
You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck.
Forever.
So to
That's
me,
a
it's
fact.
like, what?
No,
So
never.
we don't
Never, ever.
we don't follow rumors. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
When you're a G, you don't follow rumors. You wait till the minute that you see the person face to face.
Yeah, I was in population the whole time, never
And
had
you
a fight.
asked them.
The closest thing I came to having a fucking, a situation that was real was when I was locked up in the 3 building. The kid's brother was locked up in the 3 building and was at a house like not too far from mine.
Okay.
So when we would go to chow, you've been in jail, so you know the 3 building. And the 3 building is mandatory chow. It's not like you served up like in
they bring the
in
food
the
and all that.
cells.
Yeah.
So we got to go to chow. All the houses got to go to chow. So I'm eventually going to see him. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got to go to chow together.
Yeah.
So, the word was out, and, I keep it 100. He kept it 100 to the point where, he didn't go tell the authorities that, oh, this kid is locked up for killing my brother, or XYZ, or I got beef with him, or I'm going to try to hurt him, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, or you know what I mean? Like, none of that.
He didn't do
Because
that.
usually niggas will pull up, niggas will talk that, but when they pull up, they're like, yo, you got drama with anybody in here? Yeah, I got drama with Tru Life. I'm going to kill him. That's what was going on.
Yeah.
So they'll pack me up or they'll pack him up and, that type of shit. So when I came here, the whole jail knew about it. But he didn't get packed up, I didn't get packed up, and everybody was waiting for it to go down. And it was crazy because my man told me one day, he was like, yo, man, God got his hand on you, bro. And I was like, what you mean? He was like, bro, every time we go in the chow, my nigga, either right when we leave, he just left. I either come in and he just leaves, or he just comes in and I just leave. Like, we miss each other by hair everywhere we go.
And
if I go to get a haircut, it's like, everybody in the jail knew about it. I tell my man, yo, cut my hair with me turned this way.
Yeah.
So, if, you know what I mean? Because I didn't even know what the kid looked like. I'm being dead honest. I never seen him before in my life. I just had a description. They like, yo, he got gray hair. He's older. He's this, that, and the third. So I'm walking around with a big-ass motherfucking, not no blade or a razor.
Stupid bang.
No, I got the bone crusher, like, to go to war. Like, we behind the wall.
Facts.
Like I'm
Yeah.
like life or death. Like, as soon as I see him, it's lit. Like, because even no matter, it don't even matter. First off, it's not going to be no explaining of like, yo, I didn't do that. My brother did that. First off, we not doing that.
Can't even
Number
talk
one,
about it.
it's nothing to talk about. First, and even if a nigga's soft, you got to think, like, even if a nigga's soft, so my mentality, I'm like, I don't even care if this nigga's soft, because if he's soft, he might, you know what I mean, just black out, like, you killed my brother type of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if it's me or him, it gotta be you, my nigga, all the time. So I'm like, you know what I mean? So I was gripped up crazy, like, every day. Like, anywhere I went, it was like I was prepared, like, to go to war, knife fight, pretty much.
How long you was there?
I was in a 3 building. I forgot how long I stood there for. But he ended up copping out, and he ended up just getting shipped up out of there, and we never ever seen each other.
That's what I was going to ask.
We never seen each other. It just never happened. And that's the closest where I could say it was like a problem.
The tension was on.
No, where it was real problem. Before it'd be rumors, it'd be like, yo, you gonna go in this house, yo, watch it, this person's in that house. Or yo, these blood niggas in here, they saying they gonna get at you, True, or this or that. And then I pull up, put my shit down, yo, what up, Tru Life, nigga, what's popping? We good? Niggas be like, looking at me like, we ain't got no beef with Tru type shit, like the fuck you talking about? And niggas be show me love. So everywhere I went, it was love. I never really had a problem, bro. It had little misunderstandings, certain, little
bullshit,
little bullshit that you go through in jail.
Yeah.
But for the most part, my name used to float around with a lot of rumors. But nothing happened, and nobody never did nothing to me. I heard one time, I had a situation I had to clarify with somebody, because I'm like, a nigga was telling me that he beat me up when I was in jail. The kid died now, but I'm like, he beat me up. I never even had a fight.
Yo, that's what I'm saying.
I would go to court all the time. First off, I'm going to court. I knew I had drama.
Yeah.
So I'm going to court,
Focus.
I'm prepared all the time. You know what I'm saying? 2 joints on me. I'm with my brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? We facing life. I'm thinking I'm never going home. I got rage inside of me. I'm looking to take my rage out on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got rage in me at that point. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I never got into a situation. And everywhere I went, everybody mainly gave me love. My name would float around where it'd be like, yo, this person over here, they saying they gonna do something to you, but did they do it? Nah, they never did it.
Right.
And I never landed in a house. And half these, you know what's crazy is, half the people that I would hear like, oh, this person said they gonna do something, I'll see them, and they'll say what's up to me.
Yeah,
I'll see them in the court or whatever, and I'll see them and think it's something like, yo, what up? Because I'm hearing they saying my name type shit, like, yo, what up? And they be like, oh, Tru Life? What's up, my nigga? Oh, what's up, my nigga? Like, they ain't on that type of time. It was a different type of what's up. So I'm like, oh, this nigga don't want it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He ain't on that type of
So
time.
we got that out the way.
Yeah.
Fuck that. So you was on the island 3 years.
Yeah.
And then you went up top.
Yeah, between the island and the tombs, pretty much. Yeah,
in the
back
tombs?
and forth.
Okay, so
Back and forth.
after
But that
being
shit is bullshit. Ain't nobody never do nothing to me. Y'all can't name one person. Where he's at?
there you go.
You know what I mean? Where he's at? Tell me where he's at.
I mean, there you go.
I didn't even be on no tough guy shit, because I ain't even one of the
it's
niggas
not
like to
about
come
tough
home
shit,
and be
but
like,
just-
yo, I was doing
Nah.
it. Nah, my nigga,
Man,
you know what I'm saying? I was
clarifying
stressed
shit.
out. When I was in there, I was stressed the
Yeah,
fuck
of
out.
course.
I'm thinking about my kids. Like,
Facts.
that's all that was on my mind, man. It was my freedom and
Your
and
kids.
figuring out was I ever gonna come home again and my situation with my kids. That shit had me broken down. I used to hear rumors, yo, he tried to kill himself. Yo, he got AIDS. Cause I lost 30 pounds, my nigga,
I didn't hear
in
that
30
one.
days.
Yeah?
My nigga, the rumors, I can tell you more rumors. I used to hear more. Nigga said he smacked me. You
No, I
smacked
used
me
to hear all
where?
kind of shit like that. Yo,
Where? How?
they just ran them out. Or he just beat them up.
Anybody
and
that
I'm saying
knows
to myself,
me, man,
I'm saying
a
to myself,
motherfucker know me, they know ain't King
like,
Kong couldn't
no,
smack me, my
wait,
nigga.
I used to be like,
King
when
Kong
I
couldn't smack
I was
me.
like, one day I'm gonna ask True.
Nah, you gotta smack me into a coma where I'm not breathing or something. You smacked me so hard where I couldn't breathe and I was knocked out. But smack me and me just sit there, like that ain't gonna happen. We
Fuck
gon'
no.
In the tombs, I almost got into an issue with a kid one time. Like I never had a fight, not once, my whole time when I was.
What's the tombs? Can you break that down for the audience?
Is
Where's located
It's
at?
in Manhattan. It's like the court system pretty much in
Mm-hmm.
Manhattan. But in the courts, they have like upstairs or either upstairs or downstairs. I don't know what
Upstairs.
it's upstairs. Yeah, upstairs. They have like a little prison. I mean,
Okay.
a jail.
A little
That's
jail.
not prison, but they got jail upstairs where
Okay.
you can still get held. So it's like Rikers Island, but you know what I mean? Like
In a smaller version.
Smaller version, pretty
Okay.
much. So when I was in there, you know, that there was a kid who was running around the building that was telling everybody that, you know, he was gonna do something to me. Like when he seen me, XYZ. So I remember me like being so frustrated because I was facing life. And I was just like hearing so many different rumors where they'd be like, yo, True. And people in my house knew that everybody was lying because they'd be like, I'm with True. So I know he ain't getting into no fight. He coming back from court. I just, you know, dudes going to court with me from my house and coming back and knowing that I ain't getting into nothing. Cause being on a bus with me. So they're like, ain't nothing happened to this nigga. So it was so many rumors though just flowing around where they started to pile up, where it started to kind of like fuck with me a little bit, where I was like walking around kind of with that chip on my shoulder, like looking to find a situation so I can make an example of one of these guys that's saying like, you know what I'm saying? Like they doing something to me. So I remember one day I get back from court and I see a kid unpacking his shit. And they had put me on point with the kid because I had seen him before. Like, and they was saying like, yo, be on point. Like, that's the kid over there. Like, kind of like, but it was like from a distance. So I was like, yo, this is the kid that they saying like, you know, was XYZ gonna do something to me. So I was like, say no more. I already had a strap. So, you know, I was waiting for them to open up the cells because the cells in Manhattan tombs. So I waited for them to open up the cell. And I told everybody, I had like mad niggas in my house that wanted to jump out the window just to impress me. You know what I'm saying?
To get it done for you.
Get it done for me and get some brownie points. You know what I'm saying? Like they put in work for me pretty much. So I had niggas that was gonna handle it, like begging me to handle it.
But you had to do that personal.
I felt like, nah, this had to be personal because you know why?
Facts.
I felt like everybody was talking about me and that's what I was doing. Like I had to show them like, whatever y'all thinking of me, y'all got the wrong idea. So I got the strapped up and then I went into a cell. Like he was about to like try to clean the cell to put his shit away. And the kid had like a little size on him. And it's funny because it was over Jim Jones that ended up being, supposedly. So, you know, he walked in, I went in his cell. He didn't walk in his cell. He was already in his cell. And I walked in his cell. So I was like, yo, what up? Like, you know what I mean? I was like, yo, what up? True Life, nigga, what's up? So he was like he kind of like was mopping. Like he was in the middle of mopping. And he seen like I had the thing on me. And he like kind of like, he's like just looking like, and he dropped the broom, like kind of like he put it down. So he knows that he was going to try to swing at me like with the stick type shit. So he put it down. So I'm like, yo, what up? What is it gonna be? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm hearing like, you know, we got some sort of issue. Nigga, I know you. Because I ain't know the nigga from a hole in the wall. So I ain't know what the issue was about. I was just hearing that he was gonna do something to me and that he was blood and all this other shit. So then he was like, nah, you know, he tried to say that, you know, some bullshit that he got a letter from old boy, you know, that Jim had sent him a letter and telling him to jump out the window and this, that, and the third. But he was like, yo, now that I see you, you a real nigga. You know, I'm glad you approached me like this. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I see that you a real nigga. He was like, you know, that shit ain't about nothing and XYZ. And end of the day, nothing happened. So in the end of the day, all them bullshit rumors about something happening to me and niggas pressing me, that shit, nobody never pressed me nowhere. Nobody never did nothing to me nowhere. And that shit never happened. I'm not the type of nigga that would let something like that happen.
You get that only on that dog in the yard, man.
Especially now while facing life in motherfucking prison, nigga.
Make sure he clarify all that. You know what I'm saying? For these bitch ass niggas that be running their mouth and all that.
And like I said, it's not to bring up old shit with like Jim or nothing like that. We ain't got no drama, no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a kid from Harlem and I don't even know if Jim even called him and told him that. That's just what he had told me when
dumb shit like
you know
that,
what I'm saying? But it was like that's just one of the little things that happened. Now I don't know if he had, because I told you before where I had to clarify that shit with Jim when I even seen Jim, where I was asking him, like, who's the kid that, because he had said one time on the radio that somebody had did something to me, like type shit. He was like, oh, they beat him up in the tombs right now. So I don't know if that kid had went back and lied to him, but if he did, everybody knows that's a lie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's the bozo, you know what I'm saying? For running around, going to promote that he did something to me and you ain't do nothing to me. Because everybody was there. I'm in the house with official niggas from Harlem. You know what I'm saying? I was in there with all type of niggas. And everybody there knows there's no one that could co-sign me getting done something to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in a house, to be honest with you, being locked up because when you think of the tombs and then you think of Rikers Island, when you from New York City, you think that Rikers Island is more wilder and you think like, oh, it's safer. So people used to lie and say that I was hiding in the tombs, right? Just think about this real quick. The Manhattan tombs is full of cases from where? Where you think?
Shit, man.
Harlem, Jim Jones at the time, I had problems with Jim Jones when I got locked up, right?
Yeah.
Do you think I'm going to, that's a building for me to feel safe in when the whole building is all Bloods and it's all Harlem? I'm pretty much in there with the whole entire Harlem. Yeah. In population. Facts. Not in PC, in population. And everybody's blood and everybody's from Harlem. So most of the houses I was in the tombs is all Harlem. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, if anything, when I went to the island, I got the whole Brooklyn ready to jump out the window. Yo, Tru Life, what up, my nigga? I love you. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z fans, Tru Life fans, Puerto Rican niggas, just period. Like everybody, I'm from New York. I'm going to see everybody I know. Niggas I know from Queens, niggas I know from Brooklyn. You know how it is. You pull up, you know niggas from everywhere.
You still fuck with Jay-Z?
I fuck with Jay, but I'm not signed with him or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? We good. I haven't spoken to him in a long time, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Yeah. We good, though. OG Warren is my guy. I talk to him all the time. Okay, cool. Jay lives in Cali, so I don't really see Jay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't see Jay. He's really in Cali, so I see Warren more than I see Jay. I pull up to the office and go check on Warren every now and then. Warren is my brother. OG Warren is my brother for life. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to clarify that because people made it seem like I was hiding in the tomb. So I'm hiding in a building full of all Harlem niggas, but I got problems with Harlem niggas. Yeah. I'm going to have more issues in the tombs than I'm going to have there. 1 million%. You get what I'm saying? Hell because I'm going to run into Jim Jones's cousin, his, you know what I'm saying, his man, his, niggas from his hood. That's who I'm going to be locked up with.
Same gang niggas and all that.
Gang niggas that he's affiliated with. Of course. That's who I'm going to be with. So if you're saying I'm hiding by being in a house with all the niggas that really I probably even more likely have issues with, makes no sense.
Yeah, but let's move on for that. That's all rumors and all that shit out the way. So how was your, 3 years in the island, then you went up top. Where you went at?
Yeah, I went to Clinton. I stood in Clinton the whole time at APPU, where they had Sean, they had Bobby Shmurda just came from there right now. They had Bobby Shmurda there, Sean, Tupac, like all the rappers pretty much. So I'm not the first rapper to wind up in APPU. I wound up where every other rapper goes, which is APPU. So they didn't have me in population. They had me in APPU. And my whole time there was the same thing. Never had problems. But, it's always a little, sometimes you feel, I've been in situations where I almost got into things, but nothing never happened. Like I said, I never even had a fight.
But how's that unit? How's that unit period being in there?
It's weird. It was some solid niggas in there, and then it was, some faggot niggas in there too. But that's like with everything. It wasn't too different than population, to be honest to me. It was faggot niggas in there. It was a couple real niggas in there.
You have to be like in one area most of the time?
Nah, it was kind of, we were like free. So it wasn't like PC where you just locked in. It's just more like the population is smaller. So they prepare you to go into population is what that unit is usually for. Okay. Since you're so high profile, now you could wind up going there from PC. Like PC niggas could end up in that unit, but that's not PC. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know that's not
it's
PC.
a unit. It's not PC at all. It's
No,
for
that's not PC.
It's
I know
for
that.
high profile,
High profile cases.
Cases and
somebody that's really known, famous and shit.
yeah,
like that,
you know, so they got Fat Cat in there, you know what I mean? Like Joseph Farmer was in there with the Yusef Hawkins case, and you know what I mean? Like just real high profile.
Well, a lot of motherfuckers. Larry Davis was a lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah, a lot of people were there. But you know, when I was there, Larry Davis wasn't there.
Oh,
they had the kid who burned down the club. What's his name?
Oh killed all them people.
All the people. He was an older man at that time, but yeah, he was there. He actually died. He just died recently. Yeah, he passed away recently. But they had a couple serial killers in there. They had a serial killer from upstate that was there, the bike path rapist, and then another one. His name was Rifkin, but he killed like fucking 30-some fucking girls or some shit like that. How
was they living being there?
And he used to kill all the girls from the Lower East Side. That's where he was picking them up. He was picking them up on Allen Street back when they used to do prostitution there. He used to take them to like fucking Long Island and kill them by the beach. There's a copycat of him right now doing this shit. Right now, copycatting him.
Wow.
So they always go to see him still, like to this day, and like ask him questions to find bodies on girls and all that, because he killed mad people. He's a serial killer, pretty much. But you in there with all type of motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying?
All kind of motherfuckers in there.
Yeah, I had to learn. It was weird. When I first got there, nigga told me, yo, what company you on? I'm like, oh, Def Jam. He's like, nah, what company you on? I'm like, oh, Rockefeller. He's like, looked at me like I was bugging.
Like you was losing.
He said, oh, this nigga lost his fucking mind, because I didn't know the company was the tier. You know what I'm saying? When they saying the company, he's talking about the tiers. You know what I mean? You on one company, two company, three company. You know, they call them companies. So I ain't know that. I'm thinking he's like company. He just knew who I was. Made me think I'm like, oh, Def Jam.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of shit that I had to learn. But, you know, for the most part, it was pretty smooth up there. You know what I'm saying?
Did they bring the food to you or you?
Nah, you go to chow. Go to chow.
Oh, you go to chow.
Yeah, and population serves us the food. So I used to never really fuck with the food in there. They used to actually tell me when I pulled through, they'd be like, yo, Tru, don't eat that. I'd be like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? When I pull up, they'd be like, don't eat that.
They'll fuck with the food.
They fuck with the food because there's niggas in there that's like, you know, for bad crimes. You know, like,
bad stuff.
You know, for rapists and shit like that. You know, you got real high profile rapist niggas in there.
Did they ever try to talk to you and all that?
One time, you know, I didn't really know jail. So there was like a Spanish nigga. Nigga looked like he could have been my pops. And one day I was sitting next to him, he's talking to me, so I talked to the nigga back. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's just, yo, you know, whatever, small talk, but we were sitting down. So when we got back, my man was like, yo, you was talking to that dude. I said, what you mean? Spanish nigga? He was like, yeah, he said, I'm gonna send you something, man. Don't ever talk to that nigga again. And he sent me a book. And I read this shit. I was like, what? I was like, man, thank God I don't got life, bro, because I'd have been out of here. I'd have had to put one in him, you heard? I'd have had to poke him and get out of here real quick. I'd have definitely poked him and got up out of there.
Who was he?
He was the bike path rapist, man, from upstate. He was a serial killer, but he started off raping girls. He was Puerto Rican, man. Puerto Rican motherfucker, man. Nigga looked like he'd have been my father. Nigga looked dead normal. Like, nigga looked like he'd have been my pops. Older nigga, man. I was like,
super rapist.
Super rapist. And then he just turned to a killer where he would just, after he started raping and killing them, he just started to kill him just to kill him after a while. He would just go behind old ladies.
He was just talking to you regular?
Just small talk, regular shit. Like, he seemed like he was dead regular. I don't know what the fuck. I don't even remember what the conversation was.
What's one of the craziest things you've seen your time in prison?
I've
that you could never forget, that you'll be like...
young kids kill themselves, man. Like 3 kids on one company killed themselves. Like, shit was bugged out. Hang up. Yeah, in Clayton, killed themselves. Nigga just walk in. As soon as he come in, niggas get ready to do the count. We locked in. Nobody could go out. Nigga hung up in his cell. Seen like 3 niggas kill themselves, man.
Damn.
Yeah, seen a lot of shit happen, man, behind the wall. You know how it is. It's behind the wall. Niggas still got life.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and even some of these niggas be like, oh, rapists. I know rapists.
I want to get it out of you. I want you to, you know, share it with us because, you know, the youth and all those people that never been to jail. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For they could see that things happen in prison. You know what I'm saying?
Not bad things. Niggas get killed, all type of shit, man.
Yeah, so that was crazy.
You gotta watch you disrespect. You know, the slightest disrespect gets you killed behind the wall. Everybody got life. You know, niggas is bitter. Their families ain't coming to see them. They've been lost. They've been forgotten about. You know what I mean? So everybody's like on edge. So you really learn how to be respectful. You know what I mean? Because it's like you gotta respect everybody. Because you know the slightest little disrespect, you're gonna have to pull your gun out. Yep. You gotta go all the way. You know, and you're dealing with niggas who got natural life. Yep. Most of the niggas I was with had life. You know what I mean? Nobody coming home. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm in APPU. Nah, nigga, I'm in APPU with niggas who still dangerous and got life and it's bitter.
Of course.
And it's forgotten about. They family ain't coming to see them.
You probably was the only one coming home.
Yeah, you know?
Should be crazy. Because that's happened to me. I was in Lewisburg and everybody at my table had life. I was the only one there, like, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was bugging. I'll be young kids younger than me, 21 years old. and be like, damn, nigga be laughing, bugging, we playing basketball, coming, yo, like when you come home, my nigga, like, you know, when your shit is over. My nigga, I ain't coming home. I got 175 years. 175 years? Nigga, 21. Nigga don't even got a body. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, my son D-Rock, shout out to D-Rock. He had 175 years, but, you know, in New York State, you can only get 50 no matter what. Like, so if you don't have life, even though he has 175, he got to do 50. But he got to do 50 straight.
Straight up.
Straight up 50. Not like 50, 85% of 50. You got to do the whole 50.
So when you came home?
I came home in 2016.
2016.
Yeah, 2016.
And how's it been since?
You know, it's been a crazy transition, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm still like, you know what I mean? I just got off of parole. And I feel like I'm still on parole. I get nervous, like going to the plane. I get nervous certain little things, like, you know, because they was just threatening me so much, and I just had so much of a hard time on parole. So
how was that? Could you please break that down to us? How difficult it became? I didn't have home and all that. I didn't have like the regular time. Dudes be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what's going on with Tru? Like, you know, Gucci Man, you know, put out fucking XYZ albums, or this person did this and that person did this. I'm like, that person didn't face life in prison. You know, that person wasn't in the same circumstances as me. Facts. You know, you told my niggas who went in for a year, you know, who went and came out a year later, you know what I'm saying? Like, who had a gun charge, little bullshit that is like, I wouldn't have been in the same scenario if I was in that scenario. I'll have 8 albums out too. Yeah. You know, I had police following me. You know, I had even police coming up to me like, yo, you just came home, your file is on my desk. Like, look who, like, you number 1 on my list. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we on you, bro. You know what I mean? Like, be easy. Like, I see you moving correct, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, you number 1 on our list. They got me on your tail, pretty much. You know what I mean? Being told that from the police. Imagine being told that from the police. As soon as you come home.
As soon as I come home. But I was doing good, and I did everything the way I was supposed to do it. You know what I'm saying?
So you came home. You came home on paper, on parole?
Yeah, I came home on post supervision, but I came home to Jersey because I originally lived in Jersey. You know, my case was in New York. But I was still being supervised by New Jersey for New York State. So it was even it was kind of like a double-edged sword, because it was like New York was on me crazy, and then now I got Jersey on me crazy. So it was like I couldn't even move in Jersey. They stopped me from doing everything. And then everything I did was all positive. I came home, I donated so much money to, you know, the homeless. I helped the kids out. I went to Newark, where I'm not even from. I'm not even from Newark. And I went to the YMCA and donated over $40,000 to the YMCA. Wow. To you know, because there was wild homeless people there, and they got like one of the biggest shelters there. I brought NFL players there. I brought professional boxers there. I brought Paulie Malignaggi there. You know, I brought couple of my boys who played for the Jets, brought them there to talk to the kids, you know, talking to the young kids, telling them from my story so they could learn and teach kids, you know, how they could wind up in the same situation I wound up in, and, you know, how to keep the right company around them. And was trying to save kids' lives. Yeah. And I was running around doing God's work, and they was still trying to stop me, you know?
They were still being hard on
First place I went to was my hood, and I brought Ron Artest back to my neighborhood. We did a
shout
camp.
Out to my nigga Ron Artest.
Yes, and we did a camp for the kids, and you know, was teaching the kids basketball drills, and I donated like $20,000 in sneakers and you know, clothes and all that.
They still didn't give a fuck.
Nothing, man. And it was like I was doing more for, you know, a lot of rappers got way more money than me. I'm fresh out of jail, just getting back on my feet. They got way more money than me, and I'm donating like tons of bread to the streets, giving it back, running around, talking to kids in Queens. I even went to Ron Artest hood in Queens and gave away. Wow. He thanked me on his gram and all that. You know, I went with his father. They had a draft, and I came there and donated wild turkeys, you know, over there to their shit. You know what I'm saying? That didn't even have nothing to do with
so you was on
my hood.
You was on supervised release for 5 years?
Yeah.
And they had you on a
Nah, they threatened me to put me on an ankle monitor. Okay. I remember when Meek had got caught up in a situation, they used to play with their handcuffs, laugh, like, oh, you heard about Meek Mills? And, you know, crack jokes just to intimidate me. They, you know, they like getting my anxiety crazy to, you know, make my nerves shake and see me stressed out. You know, it was times where I used to go in there and be like, yo, I'm gonna lose it today. Like, I'm a black out in here. Like, fuck it. I'd rather just spaz out, fuck around and catch a new one, go up top and just, you know, like I used to just be ready to black out. They would have me on edge all the time. Like anytime I would hear their name or I'm thinking they was setting me up, I didn't feel good. Like, you know, one time I go and they're like, yo, we putting you on an ankle monitor. Here's the papers, like to sign the papers, like you on house arrest type shit. You can't leave out of your house. I'm like, why? They're like, oh, you went to New York with no permission. I'm like, how did I go to New York with no permission?
So this whole time you was on parole in Jersey?
Yeah. So I needed permission to go to New York.
So you eventually changed it and got to New York?
No, I just got off parole, but I did my whole parole in Jersey. I lived in Jersey. My kids, my family, everything was in Jersey the whole time.
I know that shit was tough, man.
Yeah. So she tried to lie on me and say my parole officer was fucking the supervisor. And she hated me, so now the supervisor hated me too. And then, it was even more to it than that. It was like they all hated me because they looked at me a certain kind of way, but yet because of my whole case and just who I was, they didn't like coming to my house and seeing me in position and, having nice cars and pulling up to the suburbs. Yeah. And they didn't like that. They didn't like that at all. So they was just kind of like on me, like hard body. And she just hated me for whatever reason, bro. And she tried to lie on me and try to get me locked up to get me on house arrest.
Where were they?
She was a Blanca. She was a white lady. You know what I'm saying? And when she tried to do that, I'm like, so I tell the supervisor, I'm like, with all due respect, I'm like, I'm not saying she's lying, but I'm telling you this is not, she maybe is making a mistake. She's making a mistake here because these are not facts. I sent her emails and told her when I was going there, whatever date you want to say that I was in New York, I emailed her. And I got all of the emails, like I sent her all the stuff. So they was like, oh yeah, where's it at? So I said, it's in my car right now, it's in my phone. So I went and got the phone, I came back and showed it to them. So when I showed it to them, they were so upset that they couldn't put me on house arrest. They started to threaten me and told me in so many ways, like, go back to New York. We don't want you here. Like, you're not welcome here. Like, go back to New York. They told me in so many ways. So I was like, wow, this is dangerous. They're going to try to set me up, these people. So when he was going through my phone, he saw a text between me and my brother. So he was like, oh, wow, this is your brother. Isn't this your co-defendant? Like, we got to, you can't go to, because I was on my way to go to Florida. I had a record out with Rick Ross, and I was getting booked to go to Florida to Miami. Because I was getting booked all the time. They was playing my record super crazy in Miami at the time. So he was like, hold on a second, where does your brother live? So I said, he lives in Florida. So he was like, oh, you ain't supposed to have contact with your brother. I said, that's not my brother. That's my other brother. I got two brothers. That's my younger brother. He lives in Miami. The other one lives far away. He doesn't live over there. He lives like near Orlando type shit. It's a big difference. Yeah. I'm going to Miami. My brother lives way over there. I don't talk to him. That's not my brother that I'm talking to right there. So they was like, oh, no, we have reason to believe that you're contacting your brother now. So you're banned from Miami. You can't go to Miami. This is your last trip to Miami. So they cut my money off. They cut all my legs off. They were stopping me from traveling. Then I would go to try to get travel passes. They would shut me down all the time. So I said, well, I got to get away from this lady, man. This lady's going to send me to jail. Yeah. So I was trying to think. I said, what's the fastest thing? I moved back to New York. They was like, yo, that process is going to take a while long. So I said, damn, I got to move. It's the only thing I could do. Too. So I said, the only thing I could do is move to get a new parole officer. I would move. I moved, change my address, get a new parole officer. And it was the same type of thing. It was always a problem. I couldn't travel. I couldn't go here. I couldn't go there. So it was like, they pretty much forced me to stop rapping. They really forced me to stop rapping. They did. They put my back on the wall.
They fucked up your money. They fucked up your whole career.
I couldn't chase my career. I couldn't do nothing. I had a record with Future. We was top 40 at Urban Radio. I couldn't run around.
I heard it. Super dope.
Yeah, I couldn't run around and promote it. Right? Yeah, I couldn't run around and promote it. I couldn't do anything, man. They cut my legs off. So, a lot of people just didn't know my circumstances of what I was dealing with. Of how heavy my circumstances were.
It was heavy.
Because I never talked about it. It was like...
Let me tell you something. 5 years on parole, on probation, federal, all state, that shit is hard. Yo, what up? It's your boy Pistol Pete. Welcome back to that Dog in the Yard, man. First and foremost, I want to salute my brother and thank you so much, Tru Life, for coming through, man. I appreciate all the love. Appreciate your knowledge, man. I mean, what could I say? You came up here, you gave super legendary information. I mean, you told us about your incarceration, your trials and tribulations, your setbacks and all that when you was at the peak of your shit. He broke everything down with us, you know what I'm saying? But it's a 2-part episode. With all that being said, I think I gave you too much, man. He coming next week. 2-part episode next week, tuned in. You already know, make sure you get on that Pod TV, download the app, you know what I'm saying, to handle your business, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a smartphone, download the app, it's free. Get on that early and you should be able to see season 1 all the way to season 5, you know what I'm saying? And with that all being said, y'all stay blessed. You already know, it's your boy Pistol Pete, Dog in the Yard.
This that yak music. Dog stars all in my rings. She don't move unless it's bands. Bought that hoe, this ain't no